Jaya Nityananda, Jaya Dvaita Chandra, Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Vande Guru Nisha Bhakta, Nisha Misha Vatarakan, Tat Prakasham Tat Shakti, Krishna Chaitanya Sangyakam. Vande Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Nityananda Sahoditau, Gaudadaye Pushpavanatau, Chitrau Sandau Tamonudau. Granthera Arambha Kori Mangala Charana Guru Vaishnava Bhagavan Tinera Smarana Hoya Vigana Vinashana Anayasa Sapal Nija Vanchita Purana Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, dear worshipful devotees, thank you so much for joining. We are reading Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, Adi-lila, Chapter 3, the external reasons for Lord Chaitanya's appearance. So, yesterday we were talking about how he established the Yuga Dharma, how he flooded the whole world with the love of God, with distributing this ocean of love of God, the topmost love of God, not just Dasiras, Vatsaliras, but the topmost Raja Prema. Let's continue with the next verse, text 34. Shesha Lilaya Dhare Nama Shri Krishna Chaitanya Shri Krishna Janaya Sava Vishwa Kaila Dhanya. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Lord in his later pastimes, he is known as Lord Shri Krishna Chaitanya. He blesses the whole world by teaching about the name and fame of Lord Shri Krishna, Lord Shri Krishna. Purport. Lord Chaitanya remained a householder only until his 24th year had passed. Then he entered the renounced order and remained manifest in this material world until his 48th year. Therefore, his Shesha Lila, or the final portion of his activities, lasted 24 years. Some so-called Vaishnavas say that the renounced order of life was not accepted in the Vaishnava sampradhaya, or the disciplic succession, until Lord Chaitanya. This is not a very intelligent proposition. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took the sannyas order from Sripad Keshava Bharati, who belonged to the Shankara sect, which approves of only 10 names of sannyasis. Long before the advent of Sripad Shankaracharya, however, the sannyasa order existed in the Vaishnava line of Vishnu Swami. In the Vishnu Swami Vaishnava Sampradaya, there are 10 different kinds of sannyasa names and 108 different names for sannyasis who accept the Tridanda, the triple staff of sannyasa. This is approved by the Vedic rules. Therefore, Vaishnava sannyasa was existent even before the appearance of Shankaracharya. Although those who know nothing about the Vaishnava sannyasa unnecessarily declare that there is no sannyasi in the Vaishnava sampradaya. During the time of Lord Chaitanya, the influence of Shankaracharya in society was very strong. People thought, it's a longer purport, people thought that one could accept sannyasa only in the disciplic succession of Shankaracharya. Lord Chaitanya could have performed his missionary activities as a householder, but he found householder life an obstruction to his mission. Therefore, he decided to accept the renounced order, sannyasa. Since his acceptance of sannyasa was also designed to attract public attention, Lord Chaitanya, not wishing to disturb the social convention, took the renounced order of life from a sannyasi in the disciplic succession of Shankaracharya. Although sannyas was also sanctioned in the Vaishnava sampradhaya. Maybe I'll pause here and someone else can read the rest of the purport. Anyone wants to read?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yeah, please.
Hare Krishna devotees, and all best wishes. In the Shankara Sampradaya, there are 10 different names awarded to sannyasas. Tirtha, Ashrama, Vana, Anarya, Arnaya, Giri, Parvata, Sagara, Saraswati, Bharati, and Puri. Before one enters sannyasa, he has one of the various names for a brahmachari, the assistant to a sannyasi. Sannyasis with the titles Tirtha and Ashrama generally stay at Dwarka, and their brahmachari name is Swarupa. Those names by the names of Vana and Arnaya stay at Purushottama or Jagannath Puri, and their brahmachari name is Prakasha. Those with the names Giri, Parvata, and Sagara generally stay at Badrikashrama, and their brahmachari names is Ananda. Those with the titles Saraswati, Bharati, and Puri usually live at Sringeri in South India, and their brahmachari name is Chaitanya. You want me to continue, Prabhuji? Śrīpada Shankaracharya established 4 monasteries in India in the 4 directions, north, south, east, and west, and he entrusted them to 4 sannyasis, who were his disciples. Now there are hundreds of branch monasteries under those 4 principal monasteries, and although there is an official symmetry among them, there are many differences in their dealings. The 4 different sects of those monasteries are known as Anadaara, Bhogavara, Kitavara, and Bhumivara. And in course of time, they have developed different ideas and different slogans. According to the regulation of the disciplic succession, one who wishes to enter the renounced order in Shankara's sect must first be trained as a brahmachari under a bona fide sannyasi. The brahmachari's name is ascertained according to the group to which the sannyasi belongs. Lord Chaitanya accepted sannyasi from Keshava Bharati. When he first approached Keshava Bharati, he was accepted as a brahmachari with the name Sri Krishna Chaitanya Brahmachari. After after he took sannyasa, he preferred to keep the name Krishna Chaitanya. The great authorities in the disciplic succession had not offered to explain why Lord Chaitanya refused to take the name Bharati after he took sannyasa from a Bharati, until Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj volunteered and the explanation that because a sannyasi is the Sankara Sampradaya, thinks that he has become a supreme Lord. Lord Chaitanya, wanting to avoid such a misconception, kept the name Sri Krishna Chaitanya, placing himself as an eternal savior. A brahmachari is supposed to serve the spiritual master. Therefore, he did not negate that relationship of servitude to his spiritual master. According, such a position is favorable for the relationship between a disciple and spiritual master. The authentic biographies also mention that Lord Chaitanya accepted the danda rod and begging pot, symbolic of the sannyasa order, at the time he took sannyasa. Beautiful, Prabhuji. Please explain. Hare Krishna.
You want to share something, Prabhu?
So, Prabhuji, here we can understand that how, based on Shankaracharya, based on his teachings, how the brahmacharis, based on their, how they have to, based on their names, they have some designations, they have some allotted works, like serving the spiritual master and all. And also over a period of time, there were sects based on the, it was for a good cause, but over a period of time, there were some differences. And how is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, even though he took Siksha or disciplic from Bharati, but he did not, because he did not wanted to take that as a supreme person. Even though he is supreme personality of Godhead himself, he did not want that to be incorporated. As, please explain. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. So, one important point, multiple important points, that sannyasa did not start with Shankaracharya, which some people say it was there much before in the Vaishnava line. And the example is given that Srila Vishnu Swami, who is the main pillar of Sri Rudra Sampradaya, which is one of the four bona fide Vaishnava Sampradaya, Sri Sampradaya, Rudra Sampradaya, Brahma Sampradaya, and Kumar Sampradaya. So Sri Vishnu Swami is one of the main pillars of Rudra Sampradaya. And 108 different names of sannyasis are mentioned who accept the Tridandi Sanyasi. In the Mayavad Sannyasa, or the those who believe in the oneness, they have the Ekadandi Sanyasa. Ekadandi means you become one with Lord. Dandadharyena matrena nar narayan bhavet. Srila Bhakti Samrit Maharaj was joking that when he got sannyas, and then one of his god brother or a senior devotee joked with him, Om Namo Narayanaya. That means now you have become Narayan. So it was just a joke, but they take it very seriously that, okay, now I am Narayan. That the jiva is a jiva in a conditioned state, but when he takes sannyas, he becomes Narayan. But in the Vaishnava Sampradaya, it is Tridandi Sanyasi. Three means three. That means Kaya, Vacha, Manasa. Body, mind, and words engaged in the service of the Lord. And then there's a little bit bend, if you have seen on the sannyasi staff, there's the fourth or a curved small piece that represents Atma, or the self. That means my body, mind, words, and my true self, my Atma, is now completely for the service of Krishna and his devotees. So this is sannyasa. Okay, any other comments, any additions or questions here? Okay, we'll move on to 35. Yes, Sampada Mataji wanted to read.
Yes, Prabhuji, thank you. Text 35. Tandra Yukavatara Jani Karka Mahasaya Krishnera Nama Karani Kariya Chinirnaya. Translation by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Knowing him, Lord Chaitanya, to be the incarnation for Kali Yuga, Gargamuni during the naming ceremony of Krishna predicted his appearance. Thank you, Prabhuji. Back to you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So we know this story in the Bhagavatam, that how Gargacharya or Gargamuni does the name-giving ceremony of the Supreme Lord in the Goshala. So over there he mentions that this Krishna will appear as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So he predicted about Krishna, that how he'll appear. Let's see the next one. Yes, Kirti Mataji, you want to read?
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Text 36. Asana varna satrayo he asya grahanto nu yugam tamaha shuklo rakta tathapita idi nam Krishnam gataha. Translation by A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. This boy Krishna has three other colors: white, red, and yellow. He appears in different ages. Now he has appeared in a transcendental blackish color. This verse from Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam 10.8.30. Back to you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Mataji. So this is the Bhagavatam 10.8.13. It's a detailed purport here in this verse. Prabhupada is writing a detailed purport. What do you think? Should we read this? So the different colors. I think you would. Sorry. Nandini Mataji, you want to say something?
Yes, Prabhu, we should read. Prabhupada wrote it.
Okay, let's read. You want to start?
I can go next. I just have to finish something.
Okay. Thank you. So the three colors, first of all, Shukla, Rakta, and Pita. Shukla, sometimes white, but Prabhupada is also mentioning Shukla also means bright, but here it's mentioned as Shuka. So multiple meanings actually. The greenish color of Lord Ramachandra as a parrot. In the and Rakta is red. I think Lord Varahadev is in the Rakta form and the blue form. He appears multiple times. And Pita, we know the yellowish or the goldenish. So let's read the purport. Prabhupada will explain more in detail. Yes, Umesh Prabhu, you want to read?
Yes, Prabhu. Thank you, Hare Krishna. For partially explaining the position of Lord Krishna and partially covering the facts, Gargamuni indicated, your son is a great personality and he can change the color of his body in different ages. The word Grahanath indicates that Krishna is free to make his choice. In other words, he is the supreme personality of the Godhead and may therefore do whatever he desires. In Vedic literature, the different colors assumed by the personality of the Godhead in different millenniums are stated, and therefore when Gargamuni said, your son has assumed these colors, he indirectly said he is the supreme personality of the Godhead because of Krishna's atrocities, Gargamuni tried to avoid disclosing this fact, but he indirectly informed Nanda Maharaja that Krishna, his son, was the Supreme Personality of God. It may be noted that Srila Jiva Goswami in his book Karma Sandarbha has indicated the purport of this verse. In every millennium, Krishna appears in different form, either as a white, red, or yellow, but this time he personally appeared in his original blackish form and, as predicted by Gargamuni, exhibited the power of Narayana, because in this form, the Supreme Personality of Godhead exhibits himself fully, his name as Sri Krishna, the all-attractive. Actually, Krishna is the source of all avatars, and therefore all the different features of the different avatars are present in Krishna. When Krishna incarnates, all the features of other incarnations are already present within him. Other incarnations are partial representation of Krishna, who is the full-fledged incarnation of the Supreme Being. It is to be understood that the Supreme Being, whether appearing as Shukla, Rakta or Pita, white, red or yellow, is the same person. When he appears in a different incarnation, he appears in different colors, just like a sunshine, which contains 7 colors. Sometimes the colors of sunshines are represented separately. Otherwise, the sunshine is observed mainly as bright light. The different avatars, such as the Manvantara avatars, Lila avatars, Dasa avatars, are all included in the Krishna avatar. When Krishna appears, all the avatars appeared with him, as described in Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam 1.3.26. And stop here, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Dandot Pranam. Avatara hi ashankheya, Hare Sattva Nidher Bija, Yatha Vida, Sinaha Kulya, Sarasha, Shiv, Sahasrasha. The avatars incessantly appear like incessantly flowing water. No one can count how many waves there are in flowing water. And similarly, there is no limitation of the avatars. And Krishna is the full representation of all avatars because he is the source of all avatars. Krishna is Amshi, whereas others are Amsha, part of Krishna. All living entities, including us, are Amshas. Mame Vaisho Jivaloke Jiva Bhuta Sanatana. These Amsharas are of different magnitude. Human beings who are minute Amshas and the demigods, Vishnu Tattva, and all other living beings are all part of the Supreme. Nityo Nityanam Chaitanas Chaitananam, Katha Upanishad 2.2.13. Krishna is the full representation of all living entities. And when Krishna is present, all avatars are included in him. The 11th canto of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam describes the incarnations for each yoga in chronological order. In Bhagavata, the Bhagavatam says, Krite Shuklas Chaturbahu, Tretayam Raktavarnosau, Dwapare Bhagavana Shyamaha, and Krishna Varnam Tusha Krishnam. We actually see that in Kali Yuga, Bhagwan has appeared in Pita Varna or a yellow color as Gaura Sundara, although the Bhagavatam speaks of Krishna Varnam. To adjust all these statements, one should understand that although in some yugas, some of the colors are prominent, in every yuga, whenever Krishna appears, all the colors are present. Krishna Varnam Tusha Krishnam. Although Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appears without Krishna or a blackish color, he is understood to be Krishna himself. Idanim Krishna Tam Gataha. The same original Krishna also who appears in different varnas has now appeared. The word asan indicates that he is always present, whereas wherever the Supreme Personality of Godhead appears in its full feature, is understood to be Krishna Varnam, although he appears in different colors. Prahlad Maharaj states that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Chana. That is, although he is Krishna, he is covered by a yellow color. Thus, the Gaudiya Vaishnavas accept the conclusion that although Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appears in Pita color, he is Krishna. Krishna Varnam Krishtisha Krishnam Sangopangam Prasadam Yagya Sankirtana Prayer Yajantihi Sumedasa. Bhagavatam 11.5.32. Hare Krishna Prabhu, thank you.
Krishna. Thank you, Amish Prabhu and Nandini Mataji. You want to add something?
Thank you, Prabhu, for considering my opinion. That's all I want to say. I would love to hear from you. Very nice purports.
Thank you. Thank you, Mataji Prabhupada is giving such detailed purport. So it's interesting that sometimes Shukla is translated as white. Over here also we see. And sometimes addressed as green, Shukla. So, but the point is, as Prabhupada is mentioning, that whenever Krishna appears, he contains all the colors. And Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu actually showed that in his Shadbhuj form. He had the green color, the golden color, and the blackish color of Krishna, Rama, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. In two hands, he had the one kamandalu and the water pot and the sannyasi staff. In two hands, he had the bow and arrow. In two hands, he had the murali. So, which is a proof that then whenever the Lord appears, the Lord contains all the colors. But Hari Ananta, Hari Lila Ananta, Hari Rang Ananta, the Tusha. What's this verse? The Tusha Akrishnam. Krishna Varnam Tusha Akrishnam. What does that mean? Krishna Varnam. The same Krishna, the same principle Krishna. Tvisha Akrishnam. Krishna also means black. Akrishna means not black, opposite of black. That means the golden complexion. He came with his Sangha, Upangastra Parshadam, along with his associates, along with his weapons, Astra, the weapon of holy name. Lord Nrsimhadev came with his nails to rip apart Hiranyakashipu. But the weapon of Lord Chaitanya is the holy name. Yagyai Sankirtana Prayer. Sankirtana Yagya, to establish the Yoga Dharma. Yajanti Sumedasa. So the intelligent people take shelter of him and worship him with complete devotion. So the beautiful colors, as predicted by Gargamuni, are shared here in this verse. It's a very nice verse and an important verse because it's there. Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami is mentioning that again. Any other comments anyone has? White, red, and yellow. So what is the red incarnation? Anyone?
Prabhuji, it says in Adi-lila that in Treta Yuga, God appeared in a reddish color with 4 arms. And I don't know the name, but it says it appeared in red color.
Is it not the Bharati?
Prabhuji, in Adi-lila, Madhya 23.34, they have given all the 3 colors explained: white, red, and yellow. Madhya 23.34.
Prabhuji, is the red incarnation Matsya avatar?
20. You said 334 verse?
Yes, Prabhuji, 334. It says all the 3 colors.
Okay, let me share with everyone. Satyuga dharma dhyana karaya shukla murti dhari. So in Satyuga, shukla murti dhari. Karadam make Adi-lila yeno kripavari. So the white incarnation here is mentioned as Kapila Muni, right?
Prabhuji, Sweta Varaha also white Varaha, Prabhuji.
Gargamuni was one of the Prajapatis, and then their son was Kapila Muni. So that happened in the. You said 334. I opened this verse. This ends here, right?
Yes, Prabhuji. 332 says about the white color. 333 says about the red. And it was explaining about the yellow in 340. It was saying about the yellow. So that's the reference I got.
So. So in short, Lord is unlimited, the colors are unlimited, his pastimes are unlimited. So we cannot understand his. So Kapila Muni here is mentioned as the white incarnation, but we also know about the Shvetavara and the Raktavara. So Shvetavara means white, and the Raktavara means the red. So we know that pastime happened in the Treta, in the
Swayambhuva the previous Manu, Chakshusha Manu, one previous Manu than us is what we read. And then the first Varaha was in the first half of Brahma's life, Prabhu. Back to you. Thank you.
It's not easy to understand, Lord. Because in each Manu also there are like 71 Chaturyogas, 71 cycles. Let's see the. Yes. Satyuga, Treta, Dwapar and Kali. White, red, black and yellow. Okay. In Satyuga, Lord appeared in the white color with the forearm, matted hair. He wore a tree bark and bore a black antelope skin. He carried a water pot and a brahmachari. This seems to be like a description of Vamandev, actually. Okay. This could mean, multiple colors are there. As Prabhupada was mentioning, Shuka also means the green, the parrot color. So not to kind of try to understand the Lord with our limited intelligence. The Lord is unlimited, the colors are unlimited. But the point is that we are limited. The Lord can appear. And the point is that also we discussed that in any form he appears, all the colors are there. So he can sometimes manifest. We cannot change our colors, but the Lord can. The same Chaitanya Mahaprabhu showed the Krishna form, showed the Ram form based on the nature of his devotees' love. So it's not wrong to say that it could mean to multiple forms. And we are seeing that here. So at one point, Kapila Muni is mentioned, one point, Varadev is mentioned, one point, Ramji, Lord Ramchandra is mentioned. So all of them are correct.